Hello, dear friends. As long as people believe in absurdities, people will commit atrocities, said Voltaire. Opinion piece, happy ending, exciting plot, positive trend, the hero wins, adventure film, change of cycle, pleasant surprises, fight against censorship, renewal and transparency. Let's start. We are too accustomed to the villains always winning in a game of chess, as in horror films, and this has created a social pessimism that accuses those of us who see things differently of being naive. But now the tide of the world situation has changed, and the tables in plural have been turned, so the heroes are starting to win in a good adventure films. Because the divine plan for the liberation of humanity, animals and the planet has come into action, many pleasant surprises await us, which will be unpleasant for the wicked. We are looking at an optimistic outlook on the future, where justice and goodness prevail over evil. This idea is reflected in many fictional narratives, where heroes triumph in the end. I believe in a more just and positive future, where goodness and justice triumph over evil, and difficult times and moments of uncertainty are over. In many stories, especially in adventure films, heroes often defeat villains, which reinforces the idea that justice and goodness can prevail and motivates the audience to believe in a better future. Excuse me. Although films are fiction, they can influence how we perceive the world and our expectations about the future. The notion that the tide has turned in favor of light by divine order suggests a higher force guiding us toward a more positive destiny. The expectation of pleasant surprises is based on the fact that a higher force is working for good in the universe. No villain is presented as such, but rather as a philanthropist and savior of humankind, that is, as a false prophet. But his actions define him more than his words. The idea that positive changes will be unpleasant for parasites implies that those who have exploited or harmed others could face consequences. The new golden age will not be wonderful for those who have violated the universal law. That is the harsh reality, because there is divine justice, and that is what produces so much fear among those who have blood on their hands. For an adventure film to be considered good, the plot must be exciting, well structured and original, with unexpected twists that will keep the viewer interested. The story must connect with the audience on an emotional level, presenting characters who face significant challenges and conflicts. An empathy with the characters is crucial for the audience to get involved in the adventure. The pace must be balanced, allowing moments of tension and relaxation to keep the audience attention. In short, a successful adventure film combines a thrilling story, believable characters, intense action, a striking soundtrack, and stunning visual direction, all with well-balanced pacing and memorable scenes. Change of cycle. The end of the dark reign, according to Commander Brilon. The dark reign created an environment of oppression that affected every aspect of human life. Fear dominated people's minds, limiting their basic rights and freedoms. Many lived in a constant state of anxiety, not knowing what would happen next. The consequences have been profound and widespread. Communities have been fractured, as individuals struggle with the trauma of their disastrous experiences, with manipulated weather patterns and controlled earth frequencies. The overwhelming feeling of this reality is that many have been left trapped in darkness with no clear path forward. As we move away from the dark reign, the need for a collective reckoning becomes apparent. The institutions that oppressively ruled us are being dismantled. The call for renewal and transparency now takes center stage. While this is causing confusion and upheaval among many, it is a necessary step in this transformation. On a personal level, this moment is an opportunity for reflection and growth. Just as healing is taking place in our reality, we are also in the midst of an immense personal healing of the traumas that the human collective has experienced over generations. As the shadows fade away, a new sense of hope fills the air. It is the end of an old way of being, but it is also the beginning of something new and fresh. What lies ahead is a reality based on unity and optimism. Communities must be renewed to become places that reject hopelessness and division. Breaking news. The Trump administration is serious about combating global censorship. Elon Musk urges federal employees to be accountable for their work or resign. RFK Jr. explains why Bill Gates and China are allowed to buy farmland in the US. According to Jim Stone, the Congolese president has offered US ownership of all its mineral resources in exchange for stopping its war with Rwanda. The US expects a minerals deal to be signed with Ukraine next week. Zelensky acted two-faced and Trump is very upset with him, according to Marco Rubio. Zelensky says he's ready to resign as president of Ukraine. Ukraine will have many problems if it does not sign the rare earths agreement, according to Trump. The closure of Starlink, a ticking time bomb for the armed forces of Ukraine. Russia reaches the meeting places of the high command of the Ukrainian army. According to Rio Raw News, as soon as he became FBI director, Cash Patel sent 78 agents to Guantanamo. X22 report. Trump advances in parallel economy, reduces regulations, and wants to find out if there is gold in Fort Knox. Investors are abandoning the ship. According to Swalger Digital X, the final battle for control of humankind is unfolding in real time. The media empire and its narrative are collapsing. In his view, the delays were not just tactics to gain time. They were a fight for survival. But now the tide has turned. For years, they stalled, obstructed, and delayed the process. Every time we were about to expose them, something happened because they were afraid of what would come next. This is the moment we have been waiting for. The Taliban received money. USAID provided $1.7 billion to the UN under humanitarian pretexts, resulting in $2.9 billion in cash being sent to the Taliban, facilitating money laundering and supporting guerrillas in Afghanistan. According to Sorchafal, Trump triggers Pentagon cleanup after aircraft carrier and warplanes crashed. The aircraft carrier Harry Truman is slowly moving toward a port in Greece for repairs after crashing into a civilian cargo ship on February 12th. And EA-18G Growler warplane was also lost on the same day when it crashed off the coast of San Diego, California. And an F-35A Lightning II stealth fighter also crashed at Eielson Air Force Base, Alaska on January 28th. Europe wants to send troops to Ukraine while the US suspends arms sales to Kiev. French police say a Zelensky official stole more than $46 million in the patches of villas, vineyards and 27 plots in land in France. Turnout in German election rises. Germany votes in the midst of a migration crisis, with the economy stagnating and industry in decline. The Eurozone is stagnant and prices are rising in the midst of Trump's trade offensive. Turkmenistan's gas transit could consolidate Europe's energy security. Spain. Trump praises Abascal for his work. Elon Musk supports Vox. In quotes, they will win the next elections, he said. Refugees from the Trump regime fall in love with Madrid, where they benefit from their purchasing power. Americas. Trump meets with Milley and invites him to the White House. Milley gives Elon Musk a chainsaw to destroy bureaucracy. Milley says that without Mercosur, Argentina would already be working on a free trade agreement with the US. The president of Argentina transformed Banco Nación into a public limited company by decree. Elon Musk suggests that drug cartels could be attacked with drones. Mexican President Sheinbaum warns against attacks on cartels. According to Morgan, Mexico's president plans to change the constitution to protect drug cartels from US attacks. El Salvador has arrested nearly 87,000 gang members. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.